Now that you're feeling a tailwind pushing you further towards your goals, the key here is to keep working. Once you start to gain momentum, make sure that you reflect every time you practice. In the same way that you would have a meeting if you were part of a team, reflecting after your practice sessions ensures that you're engaging both the left and the right side of the brain. Reflective learning forces you to evaluate the process that's just taken place, refine it, and then move closer to hitting the bullseye on your target the next time you practice. It's very hard to see into the future and learn how to connect all the dots, but learning from what has already taken place is much more achievable because you're able to see the bigger picture. That's where the saying, hindsight is 20/20 vision, comes from. So if you were studying with me, at a certain point, I would say, you're just gonna have to trust me. All the principles and concepts that you would learn from me have been battle-tested in high-level professional musical scenarios, from the studios to the bandstands, with the best musicians in the world, from London to LA. I've always lived by the principle that if I'm gonna teach something to somebody, then I need to be able to play it myself. You can go on the internet and hear me playing the same concepts that I teach on credible recordings with world-class musicians, which means that you can trust me. Believe me, there's a lot of BS on the internet these days. The classic are all the guys who say they're the faceless session musicians who actually have no credits to their name. My musical background is completely transparent, and the material that you would learn from me is nothing less than world-class. The U.S. Navy SEALs Special Forces teams puts their candidates through rigorous training. Through their training, the teachers try to break their students' will in order to test their mental strength. Now, it goes without saying that one mistake on the battlefield and people can die, so the stakes are very high in that context. In their training camp, they have a bell set up so that if any one of the candidates can't take it anymore at any point of the course, they can just simply ring the bell and opt out of their training. Now, the way you need to look at this is that both you and I also have metaphorical bells waiting for us. The question is, will we ring it? Now, it's important to think about this because when we crash and burn, and this is inevitable through the learning process, you're always given a chance to grow musically. If you're always amazing, those chances of real musical growth are few and far between. Through my own musical development, I've failed so many times, but each one of those encounters enabled me to learn how to become better and better. And that's what's important to focus on. So many people are only concerned with the final destination. I've learned the hard way that the destination isn't the thing to focus on, but rather the process of getting there. Learn to enjoy the process. Okay, so that's the fifth principle for learning to become a better bass player. Join me in the next video where I'll break down the sixth and final concept.